here's the deal. I got good news, and I got bad news.
We'll take the bad news first.
All right, bad news first. Here's the bad news. The bad news can be best described as, what was I thinking when I said I was going to summarize for you all the latest research on dog behavior in one day? Idiot. Cannot be done. Not going to happen. Here's a guarantee. You are going to leave here with more questions than you have answers. The good news is, one, that's a good place to be. And my opinion is that's where the world of dog behavior and dog training needs to be. We all need to be open. We need to be thoughtful. We need to do good critical analysis, critical in the good way, not in the negative way. So, you know that point on the learning curve where things feel worse? Dogs go through it too, right? It's that 2-3 week period where you're training a dog to do something and you think they've got it, and then all of a sudden they look at you like, what? But I thought that meant that, not that, right? So what I've learned is whenever I'm trying to learn a new software program, or trying to deal with a new something or other, or trying to deal with my dumb phone because I don't have a smartphone, and I'm trying to learn something new, and I've actually learned to get to the point of when I start feeling overwhelmed, like okay, I got it, I'm learning, okay, and then you get to this point of going like, I don't know anything anymore, I'm so confused. I've learned, at least intellectually, to say, this is good. This is good, because I know I'm on the learning curve, right? I'm on the right track. So you're all going to leave here, like maybe, I don't know, somewhere around like, I thought I knew X, Y, and Z, and now I don't know what I know anymore. So that's sort of the good and the bad news, right? It's really both. I cannot tell you how exciting it is to be in a situation in which I can't possibly talk to you about all the great research that's gone on in the last 5 years. Things that's important in terms of genetics and breeding, and the reason I'm making a big point of this is that we need to do a better job breeding dogs. This is one, I'm going to talk a lot more about this later. This is my one of my soapboxes for today. I'll just warn you, because I'm going to stand up on a soapbox really, really soon, because we need to do a better job breeding dogs. I don't think we're selecting for the right criteria. I think we're making a lot of really serious mistakes, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse if we don't intervene now. One of the reasons that's true is that this fearfulness, this shyness, which we all know can often lead to aggression, right? I don't need to convince you of that, is influenced by those three factors at the bottom. Level of cortisol is an index of the HPA, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. Hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. That's why all the researchers just call it HPA. Basically, it's the system that mediates stress from the brain to the adrenal glands. And it's big. If you want to read about stress and reactions and physiology and aggression, you need to learn about the HPA axis. So basically, just to summarize, there is a very, very strong genetic component to this particular shy bold trait. I'll just quickly go over this. You all have it in your handouts. Get out your microscope later if you want to read it more. But basically, what this is saying is that there is absolute evidence of consistency of these traits over time, from a 2-month-old child to a 7-year-old child. The evidence is very, very clear. And the only reason I go over this is because scientists were so resistant to this. There was so much resistance in psychology that there could be a nature component. It was all about nurture.